You are about to enter the Red and Rev Sports Show experience. Get ready for some real sports talk from some real sports fans who were real sports athletes who have sports knowledge.
Well. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another therapy session for the Red and Rev Show. It is episode 295, and boy, we got a lot of trouble brewing in the sports world today. I mean, that's why I'm on my therapist couch. We're going to talk about this stuff. We're going to have to think about it, meditate about it, and just dissolve all of it inside. Now, what we got going on first? MLB playoffs started last week. Teams fighting so hard, and some of them already eliminated. Eliminated from a Braves even get started. NBA Media Day is back. NBA players are back. All sets of problems, all sets of issues. We ain't even started yet. We got folks and teams that already got issues. Giants disaster going on in New York. We got problems going on in Patriot land. We got last chances going on with Trae Young. We got situations going on with the Sixers. And what in the world is going on with Chase Claypool? Coach might tell us. We'll find it out hopefully soon enough. Anyway, we got college and NFL recap. So just sit back, relax, grab a pillow, lay back, and let us all soothe your interest. We're going to take you to therapy now. Red Rev Sports Show, Red Rev Coach, episode 295. Start now, baby.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Red and Rev Sports Show. Coach and Red are coming to you live from the ATL show, giving you real sports talks because we are real sports fans who are real sports athletes who have what, gentlemen? Real sports knowledge. So hang out with your boys, Red, and Coach, for episode 295 of the Red and Rev Sports Show. And as is our sports custom, we're going to turn our sports numbers attention to the residential numerologist on the panel, Coach Patrick Thomas, to give us something or someone related to those three good numbers, 2, 9, and 5. What you got for us, Coach?
All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. For 295, I have one of the best defensive players that was on one of the best defensive teams in the NFL history. He's a two-time Super Bowl champion. He wore number 95, and in honor of Dick Butkus, I'm going to the Chicago Bears to pick up Mr. Richard Dent. 95 for the Chicago Bears defense. Two-time Super Bowl champion, 295.
Brother Richard Dent, that is somebody who definitely played in my lifetime. So I appreciate you giving us that, Coach. And he was a bad mamma jamma, that's for sure.
Yes, sir.
Richard Dent. Actually, one of his relatives is a member of my dad's old church in Atlanta. So I grew up always hearing about Richard Dent. Yeah, but he was definitely a bad man. Well, gentlemen, doing all right?
Yes, sir.
Good deal, man. Missed y'all last week, but I'm glad to see that y'all held down the fort. So I greatly appreciate that. Let's check out Revanite Nation. Looks like only one person is representing. So maybe we need to send an alert that we're on. VP is live and well. He says VP in the building, ready to slam down the gavel to begin another fire session of the Red and Rev Sports Show. Let's go, indeed. And the VP was all over what you were talking about, Coach. And the VP said, I didn't realize his second Super Bowl came while being a member of the 49ers back in 1995. That was a great year, 1995. Do either of you gentlemen know why?
1995?
Yeah.
For Atlanta?
Just in general.
Wow.
Well, I was born with it at Brad for Atlanta because that's when the Braves won the World Series. But that's when Rev graduated from high school, Mays High School.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, that's right. Class 95. That's right.
1995. There you go, Joe Black. You own it, bro. What's going on, man? And good morning to you. No. That's when I went to Morehouse, 95, 96. I graduated from Morehouse in 1999. All right, let's get ready to rumble, man. Y'all know how we do it. We go to dope, nope, and cope. What are our best moments? That's what we're doping on. What is our worst moments? That's what we're noping on. What are those things that we're trying to reconcile? That's what we're coping on. So, Coach, we'll start with you with dope, nope, and cope. What you got for us?
I got a dope moment for y'all. You don't know this guy. He's committed to South Alabama. This guy's name is Fluff Botwell. He had a night for his high school, Oneida High, 24 carries, 265 yards, 5 touchdowns, 4 receptions, 122 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1-for-1 passing for 40 yards and another touchdown. Defensively, he had 17 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and 1 sack in a 62-36 victory. I don't know if anybody's going to top that today or anywhere, but I think South Alabama may lose a commit because the Power 5 schools are about to call. Fluff, vote well.
All right. No fluff and no stats right there. That's for sure. Good job. All right, Red, what are you doping on, sir?
I had to come up with this quick too. I actually forgot to put a dope in there. I'm doping on one Taylor Swift.
Uh-oh.
That's right, Taylor. Nah, calm down. It's an interesting one. I'm voting on Taylor. My dope moment is for Taylor Swift, the one woman who can make Kansas City quarterback's wife, Brittany Mahomes, look so mad and so useless. Oh, poor Brittany. We saw you looking on your phone while Taylor had her entourage up in the thing. It was like poor Brittany didn't even exist. Oh, well, thanks, Taylor, for keeping poor Brittany quiet for once during the game. Oh, she's actually the quiet wife when you're around. So good job, Taylor. You finally convinced the silence Brittany Mahomes. So thank you, Taylor. Let's keep Brittany silent. And we just figure out a way to silence Mahomes' brother. That'll be good, too.
I did not see that. It makes
I thought I had to maneuver it around. it was fly the moment, fella.
It makes me feel like part of the reason why you hate on Mahomes is because of his wife. If you went that far to dope against him. All right, gentlemen, let me jump on in there. I am doping on one DJ Moore, who had the game up his Thursday night football, 8 receptions, 230 reception yards, 3 TDs, and most importantly, that man gave me 51 fantasy football points for this week. So I'm already in the driver's seat to come out the hole this week for my fantasy football league. So big ups and dope to one DJ Moore. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And yes, sir. Red, we're back at you, man. What are you noping on?
I'm noping on one Trent Dilfer. Trent, dude, I know you're passionate and you're very emotional and you want to win, but dude, you cannot just be snapping and just chastising and blatantly, publicly disrespecting your coaches on the sideline. I know you're getting your butt kicked, but you're your first year, Trent. It takes time to build a program. You're in your first year at UAB. Acting like a clown on the sideline is going to assure you you're not going to be there. You're not going to have many years at UAB. And let me just say, Trent, you're a very lucky man, because there ain't too many brothers in the world that's going to let you talk to him like you did on the sideline and it not be an issue either there or back in the locker room. I can promise you, Coach Arrell ain't going to let you do what you did to that young man on the sideline last week. So, Trent, get it together. I don't want to see you get beat up by one of your own coaches on the sideline with the antics. So, please, Trent, that was nope for your very unprofessional behavior last week. So, nope to former Super Bowl champion, ESPN NFL analyst, and just certified maniac, Trent Dilfer.
No! Certified maniac.
All right, I'm going to jump in here, and y'all give me about one good minute. I am noping on the WNBA league officials. Who in their right mind would schedule the WNBA championship on the same day, to begin playing on the same day when NFL football is on? The same weekend when Major League Baseball takes place. You barely gain an audience when nothing else is on TV. But who had the wise idea to say, hey, let's start our WNBA championship series with our 2 best teams in the league during the same time frame when the NFL is playing most of their games at the 1 o'clock hour. Yesterday would have been the best time to start because there was absolutely nothing on TV. But really, they should have done what they did back in the day and end the season by Labor Day, because nobody cares about the WNBA half the time during the summer. And then you know people ain't going to care about the WNBA once football season starts. So get WNBA league officials, you get my note moment because you all are not using common sense to put a league that's already struggling for viewership in a better position. That's it.
No, can't tell them nothing, real. Just can't tell them nothing. We try. They don't listen. So, hey, let them keep suffering.
Coach, what are you open on?
I don't know how to follow that one up. I'm open on, and it's not her fault because she had to win, but Iga Swiatek ending Coco Gauff's 16-match win streak the other day at the China Open. Coco was on a roll, and Swiatek, which turned out to be her biggest opposition, ended her win streak. So I'm putting that as my note moment.
All right. I am coping on the fact that once again, the Atlanta Falcons find themselves in quarterback limbo. And I knew that this was going to happen. I saw after that Green Bay game that the Falcons won, after the Packers dropped 2 interceptions, what Desmond Ridder was actually, and he is not an NFL quarterback. I knew that before the 2-game losing streak. I knew that before the picks that were dropped against Green Bay were caught against the Detroit Lions. So now the Falcons are in probably mid-season trade talks to maybe get in the Justin Fields sweepstakes, or they got to get a first-round draft pick next year with the QB-heavy class that's coming out next year. But I'm coping with the fact that we do not have the right man behind center. And as long as Desmond Ridder's behind there, the Falcons have no real legit chance to make some noise. Coach, what are you coping on?
My coat moment goes to the Ohio State Buckeyes, who have a very interesting game today. But their top running back, Travion Henderson, will not be on the field Sunday. He's out with a sprain, and I think they're going to need everybody they can. So coping with Ohio State and losing their top runner. Also, Texas losing their top defensive back. He's out. So I'm coping with both those teams. We'll see what happens.
All right, finish that, Red. What are you coping on?
You might want to say that music. I'm coping with the MLB playoffs wild card round. That's what I'm coping with. It started on Tuesday, and boy, it was already over with completely on Thursday. I mean, nothing but 4 sweeps. Lord, I mean, did you guys even pinch your opponents? Rays, Jays, Marlins, Brewers. Lord have mercy. All that fight for a playoff spot to just get swept out that doggone quick. I mean, I know it's the best of 3, but Lord, you could at least try to win 1 game. But we had nothing to watch on Thursday, nothing to watch on Friday, no kind of suspense, no edge of your seat thrillers, because all you guys got swept the first round. No last game, game 3 on Friday. Nope. Everybody's at home, swept, or either ready for round 2. So thank you guys a lot for that. Oh, well, at least the playoff start date, so we only had to cope for 2 days. Give me my music, Ray.
That's terrible, man. 4 sweeps. Who would ever thought that was going to happen?
Yeah.
Tampa Bay, they did.
That's who need to be shaming themselves. Tampa Bay. One game had more people in one night than they had combined. That's terrible.
That's terrible. That is absolutely terrible. All right, let's see what Reverend Night Nation is talking about. Looks like the VP and Joe Black and Hope are holding it down real quick. Here it is. Welcome, Joe Black from YouTube.
Oh, he's back.
The VP doping on Justin Fields, putting things together over the last couple of weeks. Impressive stats. Bears get their first dub against Destro's Cobra Commanders. Don't post South Alabama won't have to commit for too much longer. That little fiery joker may be in Bolton next year. DJ Moore reminded us why he wanted to get the heck out of Charlotte. What's up, Dante Armstrong? Hopefully you're doing all right. I know you coping on the fact that Auburn was close to beating Georgia. They came up short. Joe Black is noping on Desmond Ridder as an NFL quarterback. Amen to that. He wanted us to make sure we saw it twice because he noped on it twice.
God,
The VP said that the W's biggest problem is marketing, that they, she, her can't read the room for sure. For sure. Coping on Kyler Murray. Your day's a number, buddy. I know the team has tons of money investing in you, but the rocket scientist, Dobbs, is looking good. Great Tennessee product. You probably should have gone to baseball. No offense, little man. And Joe Black is coping on having to deal with two Atlanta teams losing the Jacksonville teams in the past 2 weeks. Morehouse versus Edward Waters and the Falcons versus Jags. I didn't even think about Morehouse losing to Edward Waters. They're doing a lot of losing this year, so I'm not surprised. All right, thank you, too, for joining us, man, and giving us your dope, nope, and copes. That should have been Revenite Nation, dope, nope, and cope. My bad. But let's move on, man, to these NCAA picks. And, you know, COVID must be coming back because Coach is on the tail.
Wait a minute. I thought we weren't going to use that word again.
But I'm saying, Coach, you know you're on the tail because you do know they're encouraging people to get another booster. So this is your time to shine, man. Whenever COVID is rampant.
I knew something was going on with my picks, man. It got to be a COVID year.
Yeah, God. Well, let's look at what these standings look like. Here it is with Coach. Let me take this off right quick.
Okay. I ain't had too bad a week.
So, Red, you went 5-2, man. So that helps you out. You went you have a total record of 14-15, 48% winning percentage. I went 4-3 last week. I brought up the rear standing wise for last week. I'm 15-14, 52% winning percentage. Coach went 5-2. He's 20-9, got a 5-game lead right now, 69% winning percentage. And Armani in second place, 5-2, 16-13 with a 55 winning percentage. And Coach, let's remember, man, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So we still got quite a bit of football coming. So don't cheer too much, Coach. All right, don't cheer too much. All right, stretch your lead because you know you do have a history now of dropping big leads. You do have a history.
That's okay.
Don't worry, Real. I see a few losses coming soon because Coach is gonna be too stubborn to be objective in the coming weeks. So I see a few losses coming soon. I just gotta be ready to capitalize.
The president has come in late, but he's here. I apologize for being late. I'm at the Seaside Seashell Shucking in Clam, Virginia. The crowd is getting boisterous. And thanks for stepping in last week, Mr. President. We appreciate it. What up, Prez? Bring your hot sauce as you shuck your tail. That's pretty good. All right, let's jump into these NCAA picks. We got 7 games to choose from. So, Coach,
that's a lot.
We'll give you the option, man. Do you want to choose first or last?
I'm going to be grown today. I'm going to choose first. I don't care.
Oh, look at him. Smelling
grown. Look at him talking with his chest today. Yeah. Man, stick it out his chest. I'm going first.
I'm going to be grown. All right, Mr. Grown. Let's get it, man. First game on the docket. Maryland versus Ohio State. Who you got, Coach? Revenite Nation, feel free to type in your picks along with us. Who you got?
No need to beat this one right here. Maryland is good, but and the young boy Tukalua for Maryland is a good quarterback, but Ohio State still had Marvin Harrison Jr. Ohio State.
All right, I'll jump in there since I'm behind Red Coach. I'm going to go with Ohio State, too. Ohio State showed me something when they went to Notre Dame in a hostile environment, pulled out that W. I don't see them coming back and losing at home to Maryland, even though Maryland is undefeated. So give me the Buckeyes. Red, who you got?
Yeah, Maryland takes the first loss. They're not going to lose in a horseshoe. Ohio State did. Plum food to lose at home to Maryland. Ain't going to happen. I don't see it happening. Ryan Day, all that crying he's been doing for the six over the few weeks. You lose at home to Maryland, boy. You try to go high as you can.
All right. On to me. This is a tough game right here. Washington State versus UCLA. Washington State is the ranked team. UCLA is the favorite team. This game is at home. I'm going to go with the upset. I'm going to go with UCLA at home to take out Washington State. So give me UCLA. Ray, who you got?
Yeah, UCLA let me down earlier this year when they played Utah. They was on the road that time. They at home this time. I think Chip will be a little bit more ready to protect his own turf, especially with that offense now. Chip, you come out and have a mediocre offense again at home for me, boy, I'm gonna unleash on you so hard, you don't even want to know. So you better take care of business, Chip. I'm going with the Bruins over overrated Washington State.
All right, Red going with UCLA. Coach, who you going with?
I'm going Washington State. The CK stands for Choke Kelly. He ain't gonna win no big game. He not gonna win today. He's a choke artist. He put all them numbers up. Don't have a defense by Chip Kelly. Washington State gonna win. Still don't know how UCLA is favored.
The VP is going with the Buckeyes in the first game and the Cougars along with Coach in game 2. All right, on to the next. Red, it's on you. SEC matchup between LSU and Missouri. LSU and Missouri. Who you got, Red?
Missouri sure know how to protect the home turf. That's why this is a tough matchup, because they can protect the home turf. But LSU seems like they finally getting in a little rhythm. This is a tough one right here. You know what? I'm gonna go with the home team against my better judgment. I don't trust LSU. I might as well stay against them. And then they lost last week anyway, so they choked the Ole Miss. They're on the road again. Missouri undefeated. They got a little something to play for. Against my better judgment, because I know LSU is liable to bounce back when they lose a game like they did last week. But against my better judgment, I'm gonna go Missouri. I'm gonna say Missouri protect the home turf. I don't want to pick both Kelly boys in 1 week. Going with Chip this week. I ain't gonna go with Chip and Brian.
All right,
So I'm going Missouri.
Who you got, Coach?
Even though Brian Kelly and the traditional Kelly chokers, I guess I'd go with LSU because Jaden Daniels is starting to pick up the pace. Missouri hadn't been tested yet, so I'm going to go with LSU.
Yeah, I'm going to roll with Coach on this one because as I pulled up the 5 wins that Missouri has gotten this year, South Dakota, Middle Tennessee State, Kansas State, Memphis, Vanderbilt, not sold on. So give me LSU for the dub. Give me LSU.
Good point, Real.
On to the next game. Coach, it's on you, man. Alabama versus Texas A&M.
Yeah.
This is too easy. Alabama gonna hurt Texas A&M. Texas A&M a bunch of pretenders. Jimbo, he gonna have that massive contract, and they can't fire him. So Alabama gonna win. Alabama said they're gonna return to greatness. Nick Saban got a game plan ready.
This is a tough one for me. Coach spoke very freely about this one. I think Jimbo's due for a big dub, man. think Jimbo, I'm not completely sold on Milroe. He played a solid game last week. Looking at Texas A&M, last game they beat Arkansas, Auburn. They lost to Miami. That was early on the season. That 12th man means something, man. I think the 12th man is going to show up and show out, and it might shake Milroe. So if Alabama doesn't get off to a good start, that favors well for Texas A&M. So I'm going to roll with the Aggies on this one because of home field advantage. Who you got, Red?
The Aggies. Roll with the Aggies.
Any reason why?
Other than Alabama hate, I don't trust Milroe. Texas is at home. This is the best chance to get Alabama. If you're going to get them, you better get them now. Don't wait till later on in the season when they get them a little rhythm and stuff and they roll. And they feel vulnerable right now. Aggies, you are at home. You got to protect your home field. Come on, Jimbo. Like Real said, you do for a big time win now. Lord have mercy. This is a chance to get it. Come on, Jimbo. I need this. I'm trying to catch food. Aggies.
All right, let's see what Rebel Knight Nation talking about right here. We got people chiming in. The president got Ohio State, Washington State, LSU from the VP, Joe Black, v. Ohio State, Joe Black, LSU, president, LSU. What's up, Brother Winston?
What's going on?
LSU. Eric Parker got Alabama for sure. Joe Black rolling with Red and Rev with Texas A&M in an upset. Here's the presidential upset number one, Texas A&M. Just like Omani College pick status is going down. He's actually doing well this year, man. He's actually doing well. Which Tide team shows up today? Jimbo to pull all stops out today. Aggies for the upset. The Crush Guru, Maceo Hurd, is in the building. Says Texas A&M's offense.
Thank you, Maceo.
They can't figure out the QB situation.
Thank you, Maceo.
We tried to encourage me and Red not to do it, but we did it.
That's right.
Alums have raised buyout money in College Station, so basically he's saying that Jimbo is out of there. That's a lot of money they had to raise.
Well, Maceo, if they lose today, they're going to need the buyout money. Because you lose Alabama at their most vulnerable, man, come on, Jimbo. Yeah, you ain't going to get it done. Get out.
Yeah, I still like my pick, man. Milroe on the road in a tough road environment. Nation said they got money, that oil money that is. So in other words, they got the Jed Clampetts up there.
Yeah, they still got that UN oil money up in the old South Texas.
All right, gentlemen, let's move on to this next game. Louisville has a decent showing this year. They're making some noise, but I think the noise will be silenced today. Notre Dame is a solid team. They've done some good things. Went on the road, beat Duke last week. Should have beaten Ohio State. They're the real deal, like what Freeman is doing with their squad. You know, I'm not impressed with Louisville's W's this year, so I'm on the road with Notre Dame on the Fighting Irish to take care of Louisville in Louisville, Kentucky. Who you got, Red?
Notre Dame, they got to win this one. Coach Freeman can't have the letdown he did versus Ohio State. Then bounce back last week, then come and have another letdown against Louisville. Even if you're on the road, Coach Freeman, you got to take this one, baby. Notre Dame.
Are you making it unanimous, Coach? Who you got?
I got Notre Dame because I hope Coach Freeman can make sure he have 11 men on the field this time on defense and beat Notre Dame in a close situation.
Hold up. Notre Dame, the Cards, and Notre Dame is probably a great game this week. Joe Black got Notre Dame. The Prayers got Notre Dame. And Mason said, I like Notre Dame. That's like the Stetson Bennett action right there. You know? All right, man, let's move on. Red, it's on you. Oklahoma versus Texas. the great rivalry game. What you got?
It's a great rivalry game, and man, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Sark is really impressed me this year. Personally, both teams are offensive juggernauts with the way they scoring this year. It's really gonna come down to who defense play better. And Oklahoma just ain't never had no defense to me. I can't remember one great defensive player that ever came out of Oklahoma. I'm trying to think. I know I'm forgetting somebody, but I can't remember right off the top of my head any great defenders coming out of Oklahoma. Not for a while. Texas, they don't have that many great defenders, but they're a little bit better. Sark, Texas, Longhorns defense, a little bit better. Longhorns are at home. Sark got these boys playing pretty doggone good, and they got that Alabama victory sitting over their heads. So these boys are rolling, man. 5-0 at home, national championship aspirations in sight. Texas got this one. Texas wins this one over their rival Oklahoma, who's not gonna have enough defense in the end to stop the Longhorns.
Coach, is on you, brother.
We're going to see if the O in Oklahoma stands for overrated. If they can come out, they're undefeated. Rev, if you roll down the list of people Oklahoma beat, it's not very impressive. And against my better judgment, because I want to keep my lead, I don't like it, but I have to pick Texas. I like nothing about Texas. I don't like the team or nothing, but I'm going to go with Texas to win this one.
You don't have to pick them. Pick Oklahoma.
No, sir.
I'm going to make it as unanimous Texas. I mean, I think Oklahoma is getting hyped up because they are undefeated and because they have a national brand. Also, they're on their way to the SEC. So that looks good to see that they're doing well in their last year in the Big 12. But as Coach alluded to, I'm not getting excited with wins over Iowa State, Cincinnati, Tulsa, SMU, and Arkansas State. Really? Come on now. We're going to make them a national juggernaut because they've defeated these teams. And then we're supposed to believe they're on par with Texas after Texas went into Tuscaloosa to beat Alabama and then took care of the ranked team last week in the Kansas Jayhawks. Beat Baylor. Come on, man. Let's stop the madness. Texas wins the rivalry. Let's make it unanimous. Moving on. Let's see what Revenant Nation got to say. The presidential upset. Here we go. I think the president just be drawing straws sometimes. He just want to make it upset. So he got Oklahoma with the upset. We'll see. Maurice Thrower, good morning to you, bro. Maurice Thrower got Texas.
You got the phone.
What are y'all thinking about putting Pitts at wide? Or we'll get to that a little later, brother. We got Maceo saying Texas, this is their only shot to return to the Natty. Joe Black said Texas, and Winston says Oklahoma with the upset. All right, we'll see.
You and them teams that begin with O, boy, Oregon and Oklahoma, these are going to do anything.
Last game was on you, Coach. Kentucky versus number one, in quotes, Georgia.
Come on, Coach. Show me what you really think about Georgia.
If this game was in Kentucky, I may lean toward Kentucky, but not between the hedges. I think the running back for Kentucky, who's the number one running back in the conference, gonna have a decent game, but I don't know about Kentucky's defense. I ain't heard anything good about them. They put up some points, but I don't see them beating Georgia in Georgia, so I'm gonna go with Georgia.
Yeah, there would be a small temptation if this game were in Kentucky because Georgia has not lived up to the hype by any means. They've struggled with the teams that have similar pedigrees, such as Auburn, and I wouldn't say South Carolina has a similar pedigree, but they struggle with those two teams. But Kentucky's strength plays to one of Georgia's strengths, and that is Georgia's strength is stopping the run. Not too many teams are going to run against Georgia, and you got to have a quarterback that can throw that ball around. and Kentucky's quarterback does not scare me. So Georgia will move on again this week, maintain their number one ranking, but they need to get off to better starts because this getting down to inferior teams is getting old, and Beck needs to get his act together during the first quarter and not wait till second quarter and halftime, because eventually one of these inferior teams is going to bite them. Keep playing like that. So I got Georgia. Red.
Georgia gonna win. Not worried about Kentucky. Not worried about no one really. I agree with the Beck needs to get out the quick start. But with Georgia, we can afford his learning on the curve. But I think by the end of the season, he'll have it all figured out. And I even think today he gets off to a semi quick start. Because I think he feels like the rest of us, he needs to get out to a quick start. So he's gonna be having all that pressure on him at the end of games. And I think this is the week that we start getting off to these quick starts, and Beck starts figuring out how to put teams away early, how to use his defense, how to use the time of possession. So I think Beck will start to figure it out a little more each week. By the time we get to that SEC championship game, this guy is gonna be ready to, like I say, just keep getting better, Beck. Keep getting better, baby. That's all we need. The defense, Herbert, you do your job. Beck and Bobo hopefully do their job. And we're going to be right where we want to be at the end of the season. Georgia wins Kentucky easily today. Easily. That running back, you think you better come and put 200 yards on my team? You better keep dreaming, buddy. What's your name? Davis? No way, Davis. You ain't putting no 200 yards on my team. So enjoy your little victory last week. Because today, you get a reality check. Wildcats, love you, Miss Harris, but the Wildcats get a reality check today. UGA all the way.
Let me ask you, Red, real quickly. Let's go back to last week's game. Did Georgia wind up beating Auburn because Beck grew up, or that Brock Bowers just made some phenomenal plays?
Oh, no, Brock Bowers won that game for us last week. That's why I'm glad we have Brock Bowers and the other teams don't. But when we Auburn plays tough, we survive, but we have to have games like that. Just so Beck can prove that in those times. See, I like those games. I'm glad that we won, though. But I like those games like that, those close, but I don't like them. But close games like that gives Beck the confidence that he needs, because he might have some more close games like that. And he needs to know, okay, I know I need to go to on plays like that. Always look for Brock. When everything else fails, look for Brock. He has that cushion this year. Now, next year, he needs to find another cushion. But for this year, Rev, for this season, he has the cushion in Brock, and you have to look for him. Have to use your playmakers.
Yeah, because I'm still not sold on Carson Beck. I will say
I ain't sold on him without Brock.
I will say I'm not going to put him like I did last week into Desmond Ridder territory.
Yeah, Rev, you were hard on him last.
But I don't know if he's the dude that can bring the goods to Athens. And last week just showed me, in my opinion, it was more about the greatness of Brock Bowers than it really was about Carson Beck, because Brock Bowers made 2 catches that were absolutely phenomenal. Beck was inaccurate, but Bowers bailed him out with both of those passes. I think one of those passes wound up not being an official pass because of a penalty. But, I mean, Brock Bowers is just phenomenal. And like you said, without Brock Bowers, I'm definitely not sold on Beck. But with him,
it helps to have Brock Bowers.
He might be serviceable. All right, there's some comments before we move on real quickly. Winston Thorne got Kentucky. Everybody
Really Winston.
Everybody's apologizing to my mom. She went to University of Kentucky. She said, he said, thank you, Wildcats, for showing up. So he's predicting a blowout. What does Mama Harris say about this pick? You know she's going with UK. Maurice Throw, I'm going to show Mrs. Harris some love. I'm going with Kentucky. That sounds like some Georgia hate more so.
Yeah, that's just a hate pick, Maurice.
Mesa said Georgia just needs to keep getting better to the SEC championship.
Right.
Got to get better, that's for sure, especially in the first half. I mean, it's an abomination, man, what's going on in the first quarter. And we got to show some love to Dana Brickus.
Hello, Miss Dana.
She's a soldier. So good to have you, Sister Brickus. I don't know if you want to stick around when we make our NFL picks. That's all I'm going to say. Moving on.
Baseball pick.
Here we go, man, with our HBCU report. Coach, you locked and loaded for the HBCU report?
Bring it on, brother.
All right, man, we're going to get this thing rocking. Let me get some music. Let's go HBC style. All right, Coach. Get ready, sir.
All right. Good morning. Here is your HBCU report brought to you by Reynolds Wrap Aluminum Foil. While you're having homecoming, wrap those plates with Reynolds Wrap Aluminum Foil. All right, here we go. Bethune-Cookman taking on Alabama State. Grambling going to Alcorn for homecoming. That should be a big one at Alcorn homecoming. Tough team. Jackson State goes to Alabama, play Alabama A&M. My school in Mississippi Valley State struggling against Prairie View A&M in Texas. And the game of the day in the SWAC, FAMU, Florida A&M, the leaders taking on Southern, who are the leaders on the other side, I believe. Let's move on. In the MEAC, Tony Brook and Morgan State got canceled. I'm going to get to that. Delaware State plays CCSU. North Carolina Central, the big dogs in the MEAC, taking on Elon. Virginia Lynchburg, South Carolina State, and Howard against Northwestern. That's going to be a big one. Moving on. In the SIAC, Edward Waters is taking on Lane. Miles is taking on Benedict. Albany State against Central State. Allen is against Clark Atlanta. Fort Valley don't play Savannah State. Is taking on Tuskegee in Birmingham, and Grand Valley taking on Kentucky State. Moving on. In the CIAA, I'm saying this. Elizabeth City State plays Virginia Union. St. Augustine plays Fayetteville State. Shaw going against Johnson C. Smith. Winston-Salem State playing Livingstone. Bluefield State playing Lincoln. And Bowie State is playing Virginia State. And let's give a big HBCU shout out to Bowie State, who offered free tickets to Morgan State students because of the tragedy that happened in Morgan State. Bowie State said you all can come to our homecoming and experience the homecoming that you're going to miss because theirs was canceled because of the events that happened. So big HBCU love to Bowie State. And that is your HBCU report.
Way to put that in there, folks. That's dope. And real quickly, man, Coach alluded to it. Thoughts and prayers definitely going up to Morgan State, who had some unfortunate happening, an unfortunate happened this week where there was a shooting where I believe 4 or 5 students were wounded. The good thing is none of them were killed. Seems like all of them will have a full recovery. I think all but one is still in the hospital. So we praise God for that. And we want to pray for continued healing for those who were shot and have been discharged. The president did speak and said that naturally the 4 that were discharged are definitely dealing with high levels of trauma. So we want to pray for them and indeed pray for their families. So again, big ups to you, Coach, man. That was good thing to highlight during the HBCU report. Sister Briggs says she's hanging, keep on hanging in there. Cubs in 4. Anybody can't be talking about the Chicago Cubs.
Anthony, I think you're a little delusional right now. They want to go back to bed and wake up.
Yeah, Doc. Wrong show. Let's go, Benedict, showing some South Carolina love. It's a full day of apologies to the Harris family. Go Skigo. You trying to Hey, I'm not even gonna talk trash. about the Tuskegee and Morehouse Classic in Birmingham because Morehouse football team is the epitome of trash this year. So I'm not going to talk. I'm going to save my oxygen for a better debate. All right. Come on, Morehouse beat Tuskegee. Joe, that would be a miracle that Jesus performs. If that happens. All right. That's stand up for B. That's stand up for BS. No doubt about it. Bowie State, they are all right with me. All right, gentlemen, let's just jump right into the baseball, man. Since we're here, we know MLB playoffs has already started, as Red alluded to. The wild card was lackluster at best. 4 sweeps. Nobody predicted that. So now we're on to the next matchups. So I want to just pull it over to you all with the next round matchups. What matchup besides Phillies and Braves, we'll say that for last, intrigues you the most besides that series?
Oh, easy. The Twins and the Astros.
Really? Why you say Twins and Astros?
Because look at the Twins. They're riding that emotional high of winning their first series for the first time since the early 2000s. And they got some decent pitching to try to combat those Houston. So Houston is defending champion, of course. But I think the Twins got the momentum right now. And Houston, if they take them lightly, Houston may be in a bit of trouble to see what happens. So I'm picking the Twins in that series. I think the Twins can pull it off.
All right, since we're at that series, Red, are you going with the Twins or the Astros?
Oh, for the series?
Yeah.
For that series, I'm gonna take the Astros in 5. No, wait a minute. This is a best of 5, right? I'm gonna take the Astros in 4 games.
Any reason why?
I think the Astros have been there. The Astros receivers signed. I think I think the Astros have the better manager and Dusty. Much props to what Rocco Baldelli has done over there with the Twins. He's done a good job, but I think Dusty is the overall better manager. I think the Astros have the better pitching staff with the addition of Verlander and going with the other young kid, the one that Soler took deep in our World Series, but hasn't been pretty solid since. I think that guy and Verlander, in addition to the Astros staff, the Astros lineup, I think they might be a little too much for Minnesota to handle right now. But to answer your question, in series, I'm intrigued by is probably.
Going, I'm gonna give my prediction and I'll come right back to you, Red, to take it to the next series. This year's gonna tell me something in terms of if Major League Baseball needs to really make an adjustment. Because baseball is a little bit different than basketball and football, especially when it comes to buys. Baseball is a momentum game. Like, you don't get better taking time off. You actually get worse because it's timing. And I'm starting to think that sometimes you're penalizing the teams that get buys because they're thrown off their rhythm. A simulated game is not the same as playing an actual game. And like last year, you had the Braves and the Dodgers, who were the top 2 seeds in the National League, to lose. And when the coach was talking about momentum, should the Twins really have more momentum than the team that got the bye? You know, it's just like the Phillies could be argued. They got the momentum on their side, and they got the bye where the Braves are resting. So that's going to be something for them to really sort out, especially if the lower seeds keep on the higher seeds keep on losing to wild card teams because they got the bye. But anyway, I'm going to go with the Astros, same amount of games as Red in 4. I appreciate what the Twins did in the last series. They finally won a series in a long, long time. But the Astros are tried and proven. They're the defending World Series champs. They've been in the World Series the past 2 years. These guys are very much experienced. They're not going to fold at the big moment. They live for these moments. They're built for these moments. So I think this series will overwhelm the Twins. So I'm going to go with the Astros in 4. Red, what series intrigues you?
It will have to be the other AL series, the Orioles and the Rangers. Mostly because these are two teams who had a decade of just let me down and just bad baseball. I mean, we all remember the Rangers and their back-to-back AL pennants back in the day, and they failed to win two strikes away from winning it all, and they choked to the Cardinals. And ever since then, they haven't done anything. They broke the team up, had a rebuilding that lasted almost over a decade. The Orioles, they had a little success in the early 2000s, I think, when Buck Showalter was the manager there. And ever since that period of time, they've been rebuilding, retooling, and just overall refurbishing. And like I say, it's good to see these two teams after decades long rebuilding back in the postseason, whereas the Texas already had a little success. The Orioles are trying to find some success. So I think this series will be very intriguing with the bats of the Rangers and the pitching of the Orioles. The both managers are pretty solid, whereas Texas managers a little more seasoned than Brandon, what's his name, for the Orioles. And I just think it'll be an intriguing matchup between two teams with a group of hungry players fighting for something they haven't fought for in a very long time.
All right. I think I'm frozen, but what's your prediction, Coach?
I'm going to go with the Orioles because one thing they're going to come in there and do, they ain't got nothing to lose. Who expect they can raise their hand, anybody, and who expect the Orioles to be in this position with the best record in the American League? Nobody. So they got nothing to lose. They're going to play loose. Texas got something to lose. Not much, but they got something to lose. I think the Orioles going to win in 5.
All right, Coach, take the DJ. I'm going to have to come back because my computer's frozen.
Okay, unfreeze the unfreezer. We're gonna go on. Let's see what the nation had to say. Let me pull up.
Coach, you forgot to ask my prediction.
Oh, I thought you had already predicted Texas and Orioles.
No, I just talked about the series.
Oh,
I didn't
my bad. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Thought you had
I'm predicting the Rangers series. I like both of these teams. Really, I kind of hate they playing each other because I like both of them. I like the fact that the Orioles have bounced back after a decade long being trash, and I like Texas have finally bounced back from the run Washington years. They ain't been good since we got they coached the last time they were good. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and take the Texas Rangers. For some reason, I've always been fond of the Rangers. That's another Dallas team. Orioles. Now the Orioles gonna give them a good fight. I don't want to be no sweep. I think it'll be a good fought series. I just think Texas got a little bit more veteran leadership, a little bit more seasoned management over the Orioles. The Orioles is pretty much like a rookie team. I mean, everybody's young over there. The manager young, the players young. Ain't nobody got no experience over there. Texas got a little bit more experience. I think that and Bruce Bochy, we know what he's done in the playoffs. So I think just that over that aspect alone, that might be able to lead Texas past the Orioles, who do have home field advantage. But I think the Texas coming in and sneak that first game is gonna be looking good for them. But I ain't gonna lie, the Texas pitching is kind of hurting now with Jacob being gone all season. Of course, you had Scherzer go down. Now Jordan Montgomery, he showed me something in that first game, and Evaldi, he's pretty solid. But where pitchers number 3 and 4 coming from Texas? That's the question. They got a solid lineup, and the lineup probably gonna have to carry them. But I still like Texas.
Okay, let's see. Maurice Thrower said I'm going back. Minnesota will be tough, but I got the Astros in 6. He said he got Baltimore in 6. I'm trying to y'all help out. Is this series the best of 5 or the best of 7? I think it's the best of 5.
Best of 5.
That's what I think is the best of 5.
Best of 7 is the championship in the World Series.
Right. Keith said Orioles Cinderella story is about to end right here.
That's what I think, Keith.
And he said, when we get to Atlanta, let's skip Red's prediction because it's Atlanta. Of course it is. All right, next series is the NL series. It's actually the NL West. Arizona against the Dodgers. Who you got, Red? Arizona and the Dodgers.
I'm not in. Well, I guess I'm not. I'm a little intrigued by it, but not so much. I mean, I think the Dodgers will eventually win. Even though Arizona has Zach Gallen and one more other pitcher I can't think of right now, but Zach Gallen has been pretty much a Cy Young candidate all year long. They got that young rookie over there, Corbin Carroll. I ain't gonna lie, they still game one. They can get the Dodgers a run for their money, but I think the Dodgers just overall just too experienced over there in that dugout. Experienced manager, experienced pitching staff, experienced lineup. Mookie, Freddie is just experience all around in the playoffs. And Arizona, like I said, they're another young team. A lot of folks didn't even expect them to be here. They were balling during the season, then they let the division slip away and were battling for the wild card pretty much the rest of the way through. If you asked me, a coach, a few weeks ago, we could have said they probably wouldn't even make it to the playoffs. I mean, we all thought Chicago was gonna get up in there, Chicago and Cincinnati. So, like I say, I'm shocked that that Diamondbacks held on long enough to make the playoffs. But I think, like Keith said, the Orioles Cinderella story stops with here. I think the Arizona feel good story stops with the Dodgers.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the Dodgers, like you said, in this series, I think veteran leadership takes over, and Arizona doesn't have the leadership like the Dodgers with Freddie and Mookie and those guys battle tested. They've been there. I almost want to call this one a sweep, but I may give Arizona one game just because. I'm going Arizona and I'm not Arizona, Los Angeles in 4 because I just think they just got too much going. Now, the thing with Los Angeles, pitching. They got out hit team now because that pitching is scattered and shot like, well, I take that back, scattered, smothered, and covered like Waffle House. So I don't know. They got to get some pitching from somewhere. I think they got, but I think their hitting is going to get them. So I go Los Angeles in 4. Rev, who you got? Los Angeles or the Diamondbacks?
Well, let me go back to that Baltimore series. I think Baltimore has the best draw, especially playing a team like Texas, who hadn't been in the playoffs in a long time. So I think that bodes well for Baltimore. Obviously, they have a good home field advantage. People in Baltimore are excited about what's going on. So I think that would propel them to victory. I could see that one possibly going 5, and Baltimore wins at home in 5. Yeah. I have to agree with you all.
Oh, I had to go in 5 particularly.
Oh, you got it in another direction. Okay. LA, man, they got the better draw than the Braves did. You know, I mean, come on, man. You
worried about no Arizona?
Yeah, I mean, Arizona got a great center fielder. That young kid is the truth. Got major speed, but I think the Dodgers will out-hit them. I heard Coach talking about their pitch, and I think that's what's going to hurt the Dodgers in the next series, whoever they play, between the Braves or the Phillies. That's going to kill them. But nevertheless, I'm going to go with the Dodgers. I'm going to give Arizona one game, so I'll go with the Dodgers in 4. All right?
Whatever game Zach Gallen pitches, that's the game the Diamondbacks will win.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's go to the series that we want to talk about. You know, y'all see, obviously, I'm ready. I got my jersey on. That is Michael Harris. You all know, and the kid is not my son. I'm all pumped up.
Coach, you want to read those comments before we get to the series?
Oh, yeah.
If Arizona wins, it'll be the Dodgers lack of pitching. Dodgers in the sweep. Also Astros and Orioles in 4. That Dodger pitcher scares the HC double hockey sticks out of me.
I don't know.
Yeah, and Keeper in the LA area, so you know he's rooting hard for that series.
All right, man, let's jump into it, man. You know, we're all Braves fans. Let's just be honest. We're coming to you as Braves fans. We don't apologize. Coach let go of the Chicago Cubs. When we first started the show, he was a huge Cubs fan, and now,
Oh, for real?
oh man,
I forgot all about that.
Coach he done shipped them out for the Braves.
Yeah.
So let's go with Coach first. Forget the tumbler.
The tumbler. I don't know if you did.
You made me one for my birthday.
I mean, it's gonna come down to, like I said, both these teams have hit the most home runs over the last few months in the major league. Both of these teams are murderers. But where's the out in the Braves lineup? Who can you pitch around? Nobody. You start out with Ronald Acuna, the MVP. Should be the MVP of the whole major league, but they only do it for split National American. You pitch around him, Ozzie, pitch around him. It just gets worse and worse. So, I mean, the Phillies have a good hitting lineup, but I think at the bottom, they may have a little struggle going on with the bottom of the lineup. And pitching-wise, if all the Braves pitchers are healthy, I don't see Philly winning this game. I'm going to give Philly one because it's a 5-game series. But I think Atlanta jumps out here at the at Truist, takes the first 2 games, steals one, and then closes it out, or however they do it in Philly. And the Philly fans can start crying again because they closed it out and going to the World Series in Philadelphia, and the Braves win it out in Philadelphia. They're not come back to Atlanta after they win these first 2.
Brett?
Well, I hope it turns out how Coach predicts. I hope we jump out to the first 2 games. Personally, I think if we get the first 2 games, I think we'll just go ahead and sweep them. Even if they got that 3rd game at home, I think we'll be on such a roll that we'll just go ahead and take them on out. But the thing that concerns me for the series ain't the bats, it's the pitching, it's the bullpen pitching, it's the lack of more than only 2 solid starters in your lineup. You got Strider going today. You got Fried going Monday. Got to have it from both of these guys. Any slip up from either one of these guys, and the panic starts to set in because you don't have Charlie this series. And you're probably going to have to throw one of these guys from Gwinnett. I don't know if it's Sawyer or Elder, who I have no faith in. The Schuster. Or somebody, right? One of these guys might have to win a game that we're not anticipating. It can happen, but that game will be the one that worries me. But in the end, I like my Braves bats more than my Phillies bats. As long as our bats are talking and Strider and Fried handle their business, the Braves will win this in no more than 4 games. Hopefully it'll be a sweep. But if Strider and Fried don't handle business, series might go a little longer than anticipated. Braves win in 4, could be 5. This is a divisional series. Phillies just not gonna lay down. Like you say, the Braves played good all year and got this team to start out. We should have got the Diamondbacks, but hey, it is what it is. Braves in 4 or 5, and it's not worried about the bat. I'm worried about the pitching consistency.
That's a fair assessment. You all are cracking me up with these Rev posts because it's noted that I've moved from Atlanta to Pennsylvania. So Rev, Murray says, Rev, tread lightly with your flock during the series because I'm 50 minutes away from Philadelphia and my congregation. They're majority Philly fans, no diggity, no doubt. Rev's collection plate about to come up short with the haterade. This is going to be a tough week for the Phillies. And then Keith says the only way Atlanta loses is a team slump, which in baseball is a possibility. Best teams don't always win, and that's why we play the games. And that's a fair point. I think going back to Coach's point, the thing that has helped the Braves be so great this year is because they have batters from 1 through 9. So, for instance, there were times where Matt Olson, who arguably could be the MVP, went into a slump, but then you still have Ronald Acuna Jr. You still had Albies hitting. You still had Ozuna hitting. You still have Michael Harris hitting. And if one of those got into a slump, then you could have Olsen hit. I mean, quiet as kept. The Braves have won and excelled in the second half despite Sean Murphy's second half slump. He has been horrible.
Yeah.
And they still have been able to win despite his bat being in a slump the entire second half. So that's what separates the Braves from the Phillies and, quite frankly, all the other teams. Because, say, for instance, with the Phillies, they got a strong 1 through 6. But then they got this dude that the Braves gave up on 3 years ago, and he's on his third team in second years, Christian Pache.
Yeah.
You relying on Christian Pache? God bless you. Then you got Sosa. You know, that ain't Sammy Sosa. It's another Sosa. So those are the outs that the Braves can count on when they're on defense that the Phillies can't rely on when they're on defense. Because the Braves have solid hitting. Then they can bring dudes off the bench. Like, okay, if Murphy's struggling, come on, what's his name?
Travis d'Arnaud.
Come on, D'Arnaud, come on in. The price is right. The biggest question mark will be the pitching. But the Braves still have the hitting that could possibly make up for the lack of pitching. But Strider and Free need to be lights out in 1 and 2. In games 1 and 2. The Braves win games 1 and 2, it could possibly be a sweep. I'm going to give it 4 because I'm going to give the Phillies some credit. I'm going to just encourage Phillies fans in particular to be careful thinking that what the Phillies did last year will translate into this year.
Nope.
Reason being, Ronald Acuna Jr. was not the Ronald Acuna Jr. last year. Let me get my words up. Ronald Acuna Jr. is a much different player this year than he was last year.
Yep.
He was hurt. You're seeing MVP Acuna Jr. this year. Plus, he has an extra hunger because he did not play when the Braves won the World Series in 2021.
Right.
Also, the Phillies are giving him added ammunition because I've been to a couple of games where the Philly fans have made it personal with Acuna Jr. by booing him like the Braves do Bryce Harper. So it's personal. Then also be careful comparing last year to this year because there was a little guy who played second base who did not play because he was hurt. His name is Ozzie Albies. Also be careful comparing last year to this year because Strider had just come off the injured list. And he really was trying to just give the Braves some type of push because the pitching was so horrible. So you got a different Strider this year. Now, Max Fried.
You didn't have the big bear. You didn't have the big bear.
The big bear playing like he did this year. All right. So the Braves are much more loaded this year than they were last year. This is not the same team that the Phillies beat in the playoffs. So get over that. All right. Yes, the Phillies got a little bit better with Sean Turner, but they don't have the depth 1 through 9 that the Braves have. So give me the Braves in 4. All right. All right. Let's see what they got to say. I know Rev likes to brag on the food his congregation. He might have crossed this week.
Oh, Lord, they getting the food ministry? Oh, my goodness.
Acuna turns a walk into a triple for facts. God bless you. Got to keep Acuna off base. He's a table setter. For sure. And Sister Brick is keeping her mouth shut.
That's right. Don't talk yourself into something, Ms. Burkers, because I will come to your page and tease you.
All right, here we go, man. Well, that's going to be halftime right now. We thank y'all for tuning in.
I thought we already had halftime.
We didn't have it yet, but here's halftime. We got one more half to go. We got 5 for 5 coming to you all. Also, we got our NFL picks. And then also we have You Have the Right. So we'll be right back on the Red and Red Sports Show. Peace. And also, take a time, get back to the table. And we are back on the Red and Rev Sports Show, coming to you with the second half of the Red and Rev Sports Show. Keep on chiming in. We appreciate you all's comments. Also, I didn't share this earlier, but please share this broadcast. Let somebody know that you're watching the Red and Rev Sports Show. So who knows, somebody else might come and be a part of Revanite Nation. All right, we're going to jump into our 5 of 5 real quick, and then we'll do our picks, and then I'm gonna let Coach and Red end the show because I got another commitment coming up. But nevertheless, we got 5 of 5. This is the opportunity where we give.
We got a board up his house from the Philly fans coming.
Lord have mercy. This is the time where we bring up 5 topics where Red and Coach will get 1 minute by themselves to talk. 45 seconds, single screen, 15 more seconds, group screen, and once they pass 1 minute, they get muted, and then we get on to the next. Feel free to share your thoughts, Revanite Nation, while they're giving their thoughts. If there's any time left within the 5 minutes that we're talking, feel free to share your thoughts. All right, let's get ready to get started. I got the clock ready. Let me cue up the music, as the VP would say, cue Lunits. I got you covered, Mr. VP. First topic on 5 of 5. Here we go. We got a giant disaster in New York. Danny Dimes is Danny Disaster right now. What are your thoughts? Red, we'll start with you. Go.
It's a real disaster. I think Danny Dimes is falling into the Matt Ryan situation. Real. Giants, you probably should have asked the advice of my co-host Rev. He would have told you, don't do it. Like Coach Ern said, don't get thin. Don't give Dan that pen. Because once he signed on the dotted line, you are stuck for the next 2 or 3 years. $86 million for that quarterback? That quarterback is not good without Saquon Barkley. And it's sad to say that a quarterback is only competent when he has his running back right there. But I'm sorry, man. This is not good. Danny Dimes cannot win a game on his own, and the Giants, you paying this guy like he can. Brian Dable, the jury still might be out on you. I need to hurry wrap up, but it is a disaster in New York, and it starts with paying Danny Dimes. He ain't worth it.
Coach, jump in there.
Danny Pennies is not looking too good. His dimes have been shortchanged, and he's shortchanging the team. But that's what happened when you paid a quarterback over your best player, which is Saquon Barkley. Shame on you. And then when your coach is arguing with you, not a good sign. The Bears, way to recover, because the Giants are now the biggest disaster in the NFL.
All right, we got a couple of comments. Danny is the product of that O-line. He's not good enough to uplift the team on his own. The New York Giants are the worst team in the NFL. And they have 2 more games on prime time. Fix it, Fidel. Even the Danny Dimes disaster is way better than the Falcon Atlanta Giants created that Danny disaster. I love it. We're still trying to find footage of him at Duke. He should be brought up on charges for grand larceny. His defense would be that the organization was complicit. Again, I love it. The New York Giants are in trouble, and I agree with every statement I could have told the Giants before they even thought about signing Daniel Jones that this was a terrible mistake. You do not do market football. The Falcons learned the hard way with Matt Ryan. Market football does not work. You pay people according to their talent. And as someone alluded to, Winston, I believe, he said he can't uplift the team. That's the problem when you pay market value to players who are not franchise quarterbacks. You start losing the depth on both sides of the base of football. Then you can't sign your best player like Saquon Barkley when you're trying to play market football with a guy who's not a franchise quarterback. Thankfully, the Giants only have 2 years under this disastrous contract, but in the long run, they might mess around and lose Saquon in the process. Who knows? Daniel Jones can't play. He's cross-eyed. All right, we're going to move on to the next topic. Patriot problems. We see that Bill Belichick suffered his worst loss as an NFL coach at the hands of the Dallas Cowboys. So what say you, Coach, on this particular topic? You got it.
Well, Bill, you better talk to Erica Badu and better call Tom Brady and tell him to come back and try to save y'all because it's going to get worse. When you said about Mac Jones with Bailey Zappa, oh my gosh, that means you hit rock bottom. They in trouble. They gonna finish last in that division.
Red, what you got, man?
Yeah, I agree with Coach. Tom Brady, you can call Tyrone Brady. I don't even think he can save this mess right here. Yeah, Bill Belichick, it's become blatantly clear that Brady was the reason behind that Patriots dynasty, and you were just a coach riding in the back seat for the ride, man. Yeah, you are a great defensive mind, a great defensive coach. You're going to go down with some of the great defense in history. But, man, this offense, these quarterback decisions that you're making, these offensive coaching decisions that you're making, Belichick, Tom can't save you anymore. He can't protect you anymore, and you can't hide behind him anymore. You are looking very regular, dude. Very regular. It's not good. But you'll go down as one of the greatest coaches in history. But it's about time for the Patriots to look to upgrade. And you, my friend, are a downgrade without Tom Brady.
All right, bro, Roy Johnson. That's Coach Roy Michael Johnson. And George said he drafted a sorry Alabama quarterback with the benefit of having star skill players. I'm going to have to go back to that. The Mac Jones experiment needs to be done. Bailey Zappa's league better than Jones, and that's not saying much. Billy Goat Gruff wishes that he took off early for Fisherman Brady retired. He better go call Cam. Roy, that part. Bill, the Spy Video King, is looking like his Browns day. Well, here's the reality. Bill Belichick overestimated the greatness or even the goodness of one Mac Jones. As Roy Michael Johnson alluded to, he's not playing with the Jerry Judys, the Waddells, the Michis of the world that he had that 1 year that he was the starting quarterback for Alabama where they won the national championship during the heavy COVID year. So he's not that kind of QB that's going to uplift his players. He needs the Devontae Adams, the Cooper Kupps of the world in order to, the Justin Jeffersons of the world, to be able to function as an NFL quarterback. If he's trying to uplift the squad like a Patrick Mahomes has to do, or Josh Allen has to do, or Joe Burrow, even though Burrow got some major wide receivers, he's not going to be able to accomplish that. He's an average quarterback, only as good as the skill players around him. And with Bill Belichick, the bottom line is he put Mac Jones in a worse situation, experimenting with him last year, putting defensive guys as his offensive coordinator. So he ruined Mac Jones. So he had to take a lot of the flack for the foolishness that he did. Any closing comments on this topic?
Yeah, I think everybody's comments summed it up perfectly. Belichick has been exposed. And he's been exposed for his offensive unawareness.
Rev Bill thought he made Brady, so he thought he could make Flat Mac too. There's some validity to that. I think all of us bought into it because remember that year that Brady got hurt and he went 10-6 with what was the quarterback's name?
Matt Corral.
Not Matt Corral.
No. It's Matt. Oh, what was the guy's name? Matt. I'm took my tongue, real.
He went 10-6. Yeah. And Brady got hurt and then went on.
Matt Castle, I think. Matt Castle.
Castle. That's what I meant.
Matt Castle. And then we saw that Matt Castle was a disaster after he left the Patriots, and that's what gave Bill the credibility. But now, more years he's coming without Brady, he's getting somewhat exposed.
The thing about it, real, they still had a semi-good, even though that year that Brady got hurt, that team around Castle was still pretty good. Whereas he don't have the same team around Mac Jones right now.
Yeah. All right, on to the next topic, gentlemen. Here we go. We're talking a little basketball, man. The Sixers situation. We see that the Portland Trailblazers resolved their Damian Lillard situation last week by trading Damian Lillard to the Milwaukee Bucks. We see that the Boston Celtics have improved their situation. They get Drew Holiday from the Milwaukee trade that Portland wound up trading Drew Holiday last Sunday to the Boston Celtics. So they got a good four with Tatum, Brown, Porzingis, and now Drew Holiday. The Sixers are still struggling, trying to get rid of the beard. So what's going to happen in Philadelphia? Because I need to know what's going to happen because I put my hard-earned money to get half-season tickets again, and I'm already on record saying I ain't renewing next year. So what you got to say about it, Coach? It's on you.
I'm going to say this right now, and I'm not changing my mind at all. If the Los Angeles Clippers trade for James Harden and give up Terrence Mann and other picks, I will become an emotionless Clippers fan right on the spot. There'll be no doubt I will not be rooting with the Clips at any point during the year. I'll watch the game, but other than that, heck no. You bring James Harden in, you court disaster. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, what you got, man?
It'll serve you right after your boy almost took my team down last year. Now, you'll know how I feel, Coach. You'll know how I feel. But I personally, I'm with Coach. I don't think the Clippers need to mess with Harden at all. Personally, I think he needs to stay his foot right where he at least for this year. I mean, dude, this is the bed you made. You wanted to be here. You took the option. There's no guarantee that they're going to trade you once you opt in now. So you opted in. Then, dude, now I admire that you have come to camp kind of quiet, ain't really said nothing, ain't said nothing to the media. That's good. You doing your job because you are required to be there. Now, why don't you keep doing your job and try to make this Sixers team a better team? Because I don't see too many teams trading for you, James, this year. I mean, not right now anyway. Most of these teams have figured it out. So going forward, the best thing for you to do is stay in Philly and ball out with Embiid and Max.
All right, Red just made it before he got muted. Good. Let's see what Reverend Night Nation has to say about this. Jerome K says, my Sixers silly and deserve everything they get. The team will get drugged this season. Rev has brought his curse to my Sixers. Now that the Chiefs have won the Super Bowl, now I'm the curse to the Sixers. I got it. That means fans, stay tuned because the championship is on the way. Because that's what happened with the Chiefs. All right. Dana Brick is here in Pennsylvania, says ridiculous. Folk going to talk about Jimmy Butler's hairdo. Lord have mercy, we ain't going to go over there. Can't spell scam artist without Harden. All right, so Mama Harris and Vincent Wood have got their own conversation going on. I'm going to just say this. What can James Harden help you win? Absolutely nothing.
Chicken.
He'll help you win some regular season games. Here's the reality. The Sixers need to understand you're not getting 50 cents on the dollar for James Harden. Okay? You may get a quarter.
A nickel.
Okay, a quarter. That's about the best you're gonna get. So if I were the Sixers, I would pull the trigger on that Terrence Mann trade today. Because Terrence Mann will help you defensively. And you just have to now rely on Maxey to become who you think he's going to become, who you probably going to pay to become. Let Embiid get more shots, and then finally let Tobias Harris earn his money. Because he's getting paid like he's a superstar, even though he's not a superstar. So I would get Terrence Mann. That's the kind of glue guy you would need. He's a great defender, energy guy. He's going to put up maybe about 10 points a game. I would do that quick, fast, and in a hurry. Armani jumping in, get rid of the beard, please, and thank you. Harden made that bed. He should lie in, beard and all he did. Nothing. Harden is dried up like Jacobs would tell in 2023. Harden can help you find the best shooting.
Real, I'll give you one final thought on this. If as long as Harden and all this drama going on in Philly, I'm holding out hope that Embiid will ask for a trade and come on to Atlanta. So that's right, Philly. Keep messing up so Embiid can ask out and come on to the East Coast.
Embiid wants the big lights. He want to go somewhere like New York.
Well, I'm hoping his baby mama has some kind of living for Atlanta. I need the baby mama in this.
We'll get to that in just a second. Look, breaking news: Jonathan Taylor signed for 3 years, $42 million. Wow.
Okay. Yeah. All right, Angie. That was a good move for Angie. They had to make that move.
And that's sad news for Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
He ain't getting much more than that.
Nope.
Man, Saquon is injury prone, man. Look at him. He hurt now. He had a good year last year, but hey, Saquon has been hurt more than he's been productive now. So I'm sorry, Saquon. You need to be on the field before you start complaining. Jonathan Taylor has been durable for the majority of his career. He earned that money.
Exactly.
Well, let's make this a quick topic, real quickly, and we'll come back to we'll do Trae Young another day. We got time to talk about Trae Young. So let's go right. Let's go back to this football signing. Taylor signs a coach. Let's get into that.
I think Indy had to do it. I mean, you got the key. I mean, the guy still got lots of durability left. I mean, he just went in his third year, and he's not really had too many durability issues like a Saquon, like some of these other running backs that these teams are hesitant to sign. And look at Indy. They're not a bad team. I mean, they playing really decent the first quarter of the season. So you put your star running back up in there if you're really trying to win, Indy, and you see what you got. Obviously, the Colts felt like they got a shot this year. That's why I say, let's go on, get Jonathan paid. And it's not even killing you. It's not killing your salary cap for years to come. 3 year 42, you can spread that around. So it all depends on what the signing bonus was. But I think it was a decent deal for Jonathan, and I think it was a decent deal for the Colts. I'm glad Mr. Irsay probably put the liquor down, but probably was his daughter that probably started this process. I don't know why she's not running the day-to-day operations of the team, but much props to Chris Ballard and the Indy front office for getting this deal done that this running back earned and deserved.
It's being reported by Joe Black that he's getting 26.5 up front.
Okay, so it's just really, if there was a 42 million, okay, so it's just really what, 20 million to spread around?
Yeah. I'm going to have to agree wholeheartedly with Mike Johnson. This was a great signing for the future of Richardson. If you want Richardson to excel and become the player that you want him to become, you got to get Jonathan Taylor, arguably the best running back in the league right now. So that was a signing, a great signing for the future of Richardson. Now, I want to just go back to what Dante said. I don't think it's a win because these running backs want more than $10 million a year. I mean, in essence, when you look at 3 years, 42, that's like 10 point something, right? That's not a whole lot of money that the running backs were looking for. They want to get about 15, 16. And McCaffrey's on that that trajectory. And that market has been brought down by Jonathan Taylor signing. So this is going to be their reality, that they're going to have to negotiate within this time, this type of market right here, 3 years, $42 million. So I don't know if Barkley and those are totally excited about that. They just need to be excited that the new market has been set and they got to negotiate around those numbers. Any closing thoughts, Coach?
I mean, if Jonathan Taylor, he probably did.
My fault, Coach, my fault. My math was off. 14 a year, that's good. My bad. My math was off. 3 and the 42 is 14. My bad. That's a decent. Okay, so my math was off.
You're disappointed Dr. Williams and his coach.
Yeah, I just thought about it. I did the math in my head. I don't know why I'm thinking 32. All right, 42. Yeah, that's a good set, the market for running back. So I agree with you, Dante. That is a win. Forgive me for wasting 2 minutes of the show. I apologize.
Don't worry, man. We forgive your mathematics skills, man.
Go ahead, Coach.
I mean, Jonathan Taylor probably did the best thing for himself because I don't know how the market was going to be for him trying to get in another team. You know, he's a good running back. I don't know if they want to pay him that much. So like you just said, as soon as the math got straight, $14 million a year is a decent salary. But, and like you said, it's going to help the quarterback Richardson if he learns how to play baseball and slide instead of getting drilled every time he touches the ball, trying to run, thinking he in the SEC again. So, and now you look at the Colts. The Colts could be a sneak pick to win that division. Jacksonville is struggling. Tennessee is whatever they are. And who's the other team?
They got a shot.
I'm sorry. Houston, who's up in contender. But the division is wide open now. And with the Colts getting Taylor, that can only help them.
All right, let's go to this last topic because we need to get to these picks. Lakers and Clippers Media Day. Short takes on that. Red, your thoughts?
I enjoyed it somewhat. It's good to see the fellas get that together. As you can tell, I'm not going to hold back. I'm very excited for the season. Now, I think we did a little too much talking about what the Nuggets were saying. And I don't want the Nuggets to start off the season with the Nuggets think that they living rent-free in our head. But it seems like it's going to be a battle during the season because Mike Malone chiming in. You got AD and LeBron chiming in. And like I said, sorry, I'm killing a little bit. Anyway, but we got Nuggets and Lakers look to be some type of in-season rivalry to start off the season. But I'm excited to see my Lakers back. LeBron, Stacey, and Shafee look to be in shape. He keeps making miracles out of his career. I mean, at this age, he could be long retired, but the fact that he's still playing and still is effective at this juncture in his career, just keep proving his overall greatness. AD, I need you to reach those levels, and I just like the Lakers team. It's just a much different feeling coming into this season than I had coming into last season. But like I say, looking forward to it. Looking forward to the Lakers and Clippers battles too. With Westbrook and Kawhi and Paul and all the other guys over there. So I'm looking forward to a very, very intriguing but successful Lakers season, Rio.
Coach.
I mean, you look at both teams. Both teams need to stop letting the outside distractions come in. The little Lakers with the little mini feud with the Nuggets. You don't have to worry about that until you play them again. That should be out. And the Clippers need to not even pursue any thoughts of James Harden. Concentrate on making sure your players are healthy. That's going to be the key to your season, Clippers. If your players are healthy, then you all give yourselves a chance. But again, if you touch James Harden and bring him into that lineup, I'm done. I'm officially not a Clippers fan. I'll watch. But that's it. Don't touch James Harden. Let that albatross hang in Philadelphia where he belongs. Glad he's attending the practice, trying to act like he's a teammate. Really?
Well, Coach, here's the problem with that assessment. When you have a team who has a history of both of their superstars always being hurt, where else do you go?
But that's what I said, Real. They need to worry about nothing else but trying to stay healthy the entire year. That's the only problem.
The key word of your sentence is try.
Yeah.
To stay healthy. They don't stay healthy.
That's true.
They have about 3 times the amount of games not played with each other than played with each other. So it's not uncommon for Paul George not to be available for the playoffs. Not uncommon for Kawhi Leonard not to be available for the playoffs. So they had Russ to hold down the fort. And that wasn't held down too much. Russ did the best he could. So, in my opinion, even though I agree, Harden is an albatross. Because of the injury history of the Clippers, I would think strongly about the move. So at least if the team gets to the playoffs, you can at least guarantee that you have a somewhat serviceable Harden. If Kawhi and Paul George are not there. And then also, James can play point if they're there. Now, it will hurt Westbrook if he's there because Westbrook is a ball-dominant guard and Harden is a ball-dominant guard. So that's where it hurts Westbrook if they sign Harden.
Yeah, I'm looking at Harden, though, playoff-wise. You know, to see his disappearing act comes in the playoffs, not in the regular season.
Real.
Yeah, you're right.
Real, I would wish that trouble on anybody, even coach and his Clippers. You know, he tried to wish it on me back. Put Westbrook on my Lakers. I wouldn't wish Harden on the Clippers for anything. I think the Clippers would be quite all right without him. If he go there, it'll be very interesting to see how Coach reacts.
I'm done.
Well, you still got your other boy on the team.
I'm done. I don't care who. James Harden walks in that door, I'm done.
Now wait a minute, Coach. Was you done when Westbrook was in Houston that year?
In Houston?
Well,
remember that year Westbrook was in Houston?
Yeah. No, I wasn't done because Harden done it wasn't going on any little benders like he is now, talking from China. I'll never play for them again and all that stuff. No. Harden wasn't that crazy.
He'd probably be happier with the Clippers though.
He's a moon bat right now. That's the word for him right now. He's a moon bat. Can't have a moon bat circling around. Nope.
I'm gonna have to look that word up.
Let's go into these picks because I got to get out of here in just a second.
Okay.
The COVID champ is doing great once again.
Oh Lord. COVID again.
Last week, Red, you went 11-5, took your record to 34-27 with
getting up there.
Winning percentage. I went 12-4 with I'm now 37-24, 61% winning percentage. Coach won the week, 13-3. Now he's 41-20, 67% winning percentage, 4-game lead. Armani 10-6. 34-27, tied with Red for third place. So
you may want to frame that one 10-6 from Armani.
Armani's doing a little bit better.
Yeah, if he can hang around.
He got the rookie rust off of me. Coach, we got a question for you. Somebody's asking a question for you. The VP wants to ask this.
What is a moon bat? A moon bat is somebody like, let's see, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Donald Trump. They crazy. Simple as that. Crazy. Just flying around for no reason at all, doing crazy stuff. That's a moon bat.
Well, that example was good enough to help us understand what is a moon bat. All right, let's move on to these picks. Let me give you some music. Coach, you get to choose if you want to go first or last. What you got?
Depending on what the first game is. No, I'm just playing. I'll go last.
You'll go last.
Yeah, I'm first.
We'll let Red go first. First game on the docket. Titans versus Colts. Man, this is tough right here. Who you got, Red? Revenite Nation, feel free to let the picks be made known by posting them in the chat.
I'm with Colts in this. Colts are still they at home. I have not trusted the Titans for a while now. I don't believe in them. I think they just a running team. Tannehill was out on his last leg. Don't know why Hopkins went over there instead of a team with a more seasoned quarterback, more viable quarterback. But they popped on 60 last week because Joe Burrow was hurt. They're not gonna sneak up on the Colts. Darius Leonard got that Colts defense balling like he did 2 or 3 years ago. The offensive line for Indy is playing decent. That's why Richardson and Gardner Minshew has looked better this year. And now that the running back is coming back into the fold, it's gonna be looking up in Indy this week, and they're gonna celebrate all of it with a victory against a division rival and continue to surprise the NFL world. They're gonna take their record to 3-2 after 5 weeks. I am going Colts all the way. Put the liquor down, Mr. Earthsay. Come on, Ray. If you know you want to ride with.
I want to ride with you, and I'm looking at the Titans. They had a big win last week against Cincinnati, but I'm looking at these tough games that the Colts played. They beat Houston, who's hot team right now. They beat Baltimore at Baltimore, and then they lost a tough one against the Rams last week. I'm going to go with the Jonathan Taylor return and also Richardson, so I'm going to go with the Colts as well. I think the Colts will have a lot of incentive at home to win this game. Plus, I'm sure the Colts Nation is excited that Jonathan Taylor is signed, sealed, and delivered. So that's going to bring some momentum into the atmosphere. So I'm going to go with the Colts as well. Coach, who you got?
Who's the quarterback for the Titans?
Ryan Tannehill.
Coach.
All right. Just simple as that.
I know you ready.
Got the Colts. Roy Johnson, Titans. Maurice Thor, Titans. Brandon Brickers, Colts. The VP, Colts. And the VP, informal person with extreme left-wing political views. All right. Well, that would be Trump and
add Candy over to the list too.
Next game, Bengals and Cardinals. This one is on me, man. Joe Burrow had just absolutely killed my fantasy team this year. Let me just go on record and say that. He has absolutely single-handedly put me near last place in fantasy. But I think he's going to bounce after that debacle last week. The Cardinals are playing solid football. They're no pushover. They beat the Dallas Cowboys. I think Cincinnati needs a big-time victory if they're going to salvage the season because it's about to get away from them. And I think the Cardinals loss to the 49ers may give some help to the Bengals if Joe Burrow is healthy enough to be able to play a serviceable, solid quarterback. So I'm going to go with the Bengals despite my better judgment because Arizona's definitely no pushover. I'm going with the Bengals. Who you got, Coach?
I'm going to go with the Bengals. They do the breakout at some time. Joe Burrow is getting healthier every week. They do the breakout at some time. I'm going to go with the Bengals over the Cardinals.
Red, who you got?
Red, you don't know who I got.
Tell us why you go with the Cardinals.
Because Joe Burrow is not healthy. The Cardinals have been playing deep. The Cardinals could be 3-1 right about now because they have choked I don't know how many games away, but they were balling on their opponent. They should have beat the Giants. Last week they lost against well anyway, I don't want to take up too much time, but they lost against Tennessee. Against San Fran. I'm not tripping on the San Fran victory because San Fran's best team in the league. So I'm not surprised San Fran got them. They beat Dallas. They lost by 3 against the Giants. They lost by 4 against the Redskins, and they beat Minnesota. So I'm saying, they lost to Minnesota by 1. But look, the Cardinals have been in every game this year. Joe Burrow is not healthy. You let the Cardinals hang around. They might steal a game from you. They at home. Joshua Dobbs has been playing very unpredictable. He's been playing better than anybody thought. So I like how the Cardinals are looking early on. I don't think they're a good team or whatnot, but I like how they're looking early on. I think they got a chance to upset Texas with a very unhealthy Joe Burrow.
All right, I did not expect a 3-minute commentary on Cardinals football, but okay. All right, Eric Parker, Cardinals. Roy, Michael Johnson, Bengals. VP got Cardinals. Maurice Thor, Cardinals. Joe Black, Cardinals. Dana Brickers, Cardinals in upset. Jerome Case, Birds over Cat, Cardinals. Cardinals lost to my 49ers last week, wasn't even close. All right, let's move on. Next game, Jets versus Broncos. Coach, who you got?
Against my better judgment, I'm gonna go with the Jets because Zach Wilson had a little guts last week. He decided to play a little ball, and the Broncos defense is terrible. They're horrible. They can't stop a nosebleed. I'm gonna go with the Jets.
Red, who you got?
I'm with Coach. I'm going with the Jets. I still don't trust the Broncos. And Zach Wilson kind of almost had a coming out party last week. Man, the one for that fumble on that snap, man, he probably would have. He was this close to upsetting KC. I'm gonna give the Jets a victory this week. But man, they can't win this week against a no defense Broncos team with a bad, inconsistent offense. I mean, it might be over for the Jets because they're gonna fall to 1-4. Ain't gonna be too much coming back from that. So the Jets, you need to win this week to stay above water. Broncos are 1-3. They falling soon. I don't think Russell's gonna be quarterback next year. I think the Broncos are gonna be looking for a quarterback in the offseason. So Jets got the Broncos while they down a little bit, despite their victory last week. Keep them down. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Broncos in this one. I think that 70-20 loss really did something. I think it brought some humility to the whole franchise, especially Sean Payton. They're at home. I don't expect Zach Wilson to play the same way he did last week at home during primetime television. I think he'll be brought back to earth a little bit. And I think Denver Broncos will win this one. All right, Revenite Nation, we got Eric Parker with the Jets, the VP with Broncos, Roy Michael Johnson, Broncos, Maurice Thor, Broncos. Sister Dana Britt said Harvard, but she's going with the Broncos. All right, let's move on to the next one. Raiders versus Packers Monday Night Football game. Red, it's on you.
Hey, well, the Packers, they've been struggling ever since we got them at home. I appreciate them coming back on the Saints last week, but they've been struggling. But the Raiders have been struggling too. Man, this is real tough with both of these teams. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go with the Packers. I'm gonna go with a young Packers team to get Devontae Adams' old team. I don't trust McDaniels. I like Devontae Adams. He's about the only piece I like. I like Josh Jacobs, but the quarterback, the coach, and everything around him, it's not working. Josh McDaniels, he's probably gonna be fired after this season. You got Oakland at 1-3, probably gonna be 1-4 after this week. I'll go with Green Bay because they playing much better football overall than the Raiders at this point. I don't even know who the Raiders got that one victory against. Who they win against? Denver, not surprised. About 1 point too.
All right, I'm gonna go with the Packers. I'm going with the Packers. I like Jordan Love. He got a little bit of moxie on his game. They had a tough loss last week against Detroit, but I think they'll bounce back. I don't have a lot of faith in the Josh McDaniels coach team. So give me the Packers. Who you got, coach?
Rinse and repeat, Rev. I'm going exactly what you said. Josh McDaniels can't coach Little League. Packers.
All right. Joe Black got Jets, Eric Parker, Packers, Roy Michael Johnson. VP got Jordan Love and the Packers on this one, Marty Thor. Green Bay, Dana Brickers, Packers. Jerome Case, Black Love over the Hater Raiders. All right, on to the next one. Jaguars versus Bills. This is me right here. Oh, man, this is a tough one. The Bills coming off that high against the Miami Dolphins. But they had to travel to London while the Jaguars got a chance to stay in London because they just played in London last week against the Falcons. Oh, man, Josh Allen's playing lights out. I don't trust Trevor Lawrence sometimes in big games. So I'm going to go with the Bills, even though I won't be surprised if the Jaguars win. For the simple fact that the Jaguars did not have to travel as much as the Bills. But I'm going to go with Josh Allen to continue on his tear. Because week one, he really played his worst football, but I think he's making a statement now that he should be considered one of the top football players, probably the MVP this season. But give me the Bills. Who you got, Coach?
The Bills. The sun won't be shining today, Bills.
Red, who you got?
It's unanimous Bills. Josh Allen making the MVP case. Week 1 was just an anomaly. I thought the window had closed, and Josh Allen said, "Red, shut up. This window is wide open, baby." And I see it was. My bad, Josh. Bills.
All right, and I'm posting y'all because I got to get out of here. I'm going to post them as y'all make them. All right, so we got a little mixture. Ravens versus Steelers. Coach, it's on you.
I'm just going to quote one fact and I'm done. After a big loss that the Steelers had, Mike Tomlin is 11-2. Steelers.
Where you got?
I'm gonna go with the Steelers on this one. I can't see Mike Tomlin after that beat down last week, and I know he won top coaches in the league for a reason, and we're gonna find out why, because he don't have his team ready for this division rival. Sorry, Real. I know Kenny Pickett ain't as good as Lamar Jackson, but I think the Steelers defense will be ready to take care of Lamar at home. How they didn't do last week against San Fran, they gonna do this week. They're gonna put the beat down to Lamar. That defense is gonna be ready to show up. Pickett only needs to score about 17 points. I think that'll do it, because the Steelers gonna hold the Ravens down. Odell Beckham trying to show up this week, but it ain't gonna be enough, because the Steelers defense is gonna show up. Come on, Yellow Towers. Y'all better show up this week.
All right, let me say this. If Coach were an objective fan and he wasn't so much in love with the Steelers, he would point out that there's a good chance Kenny Pickett's not playing in this game.
Oh, he is playing. He's playing.
Okay, all right. You like a half well Kenny Pickett who struggles when he's well to beat the Ravens.
The Steelers are 5-1 in the last 6 against the Ravens, and the Ravens.
We talking about what's going on, Coach, today.
Okay, Lamar and the Steelers.
He's compromised.
The Steelers are
healthy. He's not helping. He's been playing when he's been healthy.
Have you seen Lamar Jackson's record?
I've seen Lamar Jackson play well this year.
Have you seen his record? The Steelers haven't figured out.
So Kenny Pickett got that defense figured out?
Well, we'll see.
All right, we'll see. All right, I'll give me the Ravens. Let's move on. Let's move on. I knew Coach would be objective. All right, we got to move these comments a little bit quicker, Red. So, Eagles versus Rams, who you got?
Eagles versus Rams. I'm going to go Rams at home. Finally, Eagles, you've been playing too many close games. Finally, this is the week you finally catches up with you. You're going to make too many mistakes. You're going to let the Rams capitalize. That rookie wide receiver for the Rams is playing very impressive. You got Cooper Kupp coming back. The running game has been solid. McVay play calling has been solid. Stafford has been solid. The Rams overall have been more solid than we gave them credit for coming into the season. And they at home, at SoFi. The Eagles coming in a little flawed, not as good as last year. And I think the Rams catch the Eagles slipping. Rams win.
All right, what Red said, to be short, this is the game that I picked right now that I can see the Eagles losing because they've been playing in too many close games. And the Rams can do just as well at what the Washington Commanders did to the Eagles defense last week. Plus, if Cooper Kupp comes, that's going to be tough for the Eagles to defend. So I'm going with the Rams as well. Who you got, Coach?
Eagles.
Why?
Puka ain't going to Puka this week. He gonna get shut down because they're going to cover their defense to stop him. Cooper Kupp is not – he's coming off injury. What you just used against Kenny Pickett might be the same thing with Kupp. He might not be ready yet.
Well, Coach, that is a difference between a quarterback and a wide receiver. It's a little bit.
But the wide receiver got to get open, too, for the quarterback.
And they got that other boy, Waka, whatever his name is. And they
Waka
got
Flocka.
They got some, and then they got that kid Williams. So they got some guns. Now, Cooper is like an added condiment right about now.
Not the condiments.
All right, next game is on me. Texans versus Falcons. I've been very much correct my last 2 weeks against the Falcons. I'm going to go with the Falcons this week because they are at home. I think the C.J. Stroud playing might slow down just a little bit. because the Falcons defense will step up and rise to the occasion. I don't love Desmond Ridder, but I love the Falcons defense at home, and for whatever it's worth, Ridder is undefeated at home. So I'll just go with that. Who you got, Coach?
Falcons by a late field goal.
Okay, Red.
Real, I ain't gonna lie, I was about to dog the boys out, but Ian, if you so positive, I can't be the negative one on here. As emotional as I get about my birds, I can't be the one that come on here and be negative. So I'm gonna go with Coach. Even though I predicted 2 scores this week, I'm gonna go with the positive score. 23-20, Falcons. The defense keeps Stroud in check just enough to get that late field goal in the end. But I'm with Rev. I don't have no faith in Ridder. I don't have no faith in Arthur Smith play calling. I don't have no faith in him putting his offensive skill players in position to succeed. With that being said, I got faith in my defense playing pretty solid to figure out a way to get this victory. Maybe they have a few turnovers like they did week 1 and get the Falcons a short field. Somehow, some way, we'll figure out how to get this victory and find some of stuff to complain about going into the week against the Raiders. But Riddle me this, dude. I don't even know the answer to the Riddle.
All right, last game. Coach is on you. Cowboys versus 49ers.
49ers by 6 touchdowns.
That lets us know you hate the Cowboys, boy.
Yeah, I'm 49ers. They added Gregory, which is gonna help them spell somebody on defense if he's sober. But hey, they loaded. Christian McCaffrey, the MVP candidate, is the 49ers.
Red, who you got?
49ers. The Cowboys is not ready. Dak not ready for the defense. The Cowboys defense a bust, and they're gonna bust against the Niners. The Niners is the overall better team on both sides of the ball, coaching, overall, everything. Niners, they are the team to beat besides KC this year.
I'm gonna make it unanimous. San Fran, especially it's at home. Dak is not a big time player. We already know he folds in big games. So I'm making it unanimous along with Revenite Nation. I'm going with 49. Bang, bang, 49er game. And Purdy is playing pretty good. All right, gentlemen, y'all finish up the show. I'm out of here. Peace and love, everybody. Be blessed. See y'all next week.
All right, Will. One time, buddy.
All right.
All right, let's see what we got. Let me get rid of the music. So the picks are in. Everybody has their picks in. So
Winston, I heard you talking trash. I'm gonna find out who Oregon playing this week. You better whoever they playing, you better hope it's a good coach. You know who Oregon playing this week?
I'm not sure. But Oregon is gonna have to be ready next week, and next week they got Washington. So that may be the week
down next week, Winston.
That may be the week you need to get him. All right.
Don't worry, because if you do make it to the playoffs, UGA will be there for them ducks, duck tails, duck soup. You're gonna get smacked.
Yeah, well, unfortunately for Oregon, they're not gonna make it to the playoffs. They got some roadblocks ahead of them, so it's gonna get ugly.
Well, for your sake, Winston, you can avoid that embarrassment. I don't hear you crying when your Oregon Ducks get beat down by my Bulldogs.
All right, you have the right, as we have the right to. Vincent said Oregon is off this week. They have the Huskies next week. Yeah, that's gonna be the game right there. That's gonna be the game.
That's why Winston talking trash this week, because he ain't got to worry about a loss. Okay.
Maurice, we didn't pick the Dolphins versus the Giants because that's gonna be like the guy said, bowling shoe ugly. We only picking games that might have close thing. This not gonna be close. The Dolphins gonna beat them by 20 touchdowns. We're not picking that game because the Giants are a dumpster fire. You're gonna beat them quite easily. So we don't want to pick the easy games. Oregon won't have answers for Michael Penix Jr. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see how Penix go against Bo Nix. That might be a Heisman Trophy eliminator. So whoever wins that game, that may eliminate somebody from the Heisman Trophy. So
Duck soup next week.
All right, who had the right to do what? Wait a minute. Roy said Oregon won't do the numbers like when they played Colorado. Ooh. Okay, we'll be getting into that next week. Red. This Oregon team will smoke UGA. Okay. All right. We're gonna skip. We're gonna go past.
Heard all that before.
Who has the right to do what, Red?
The Braves. The Braves, you have a right to start this playoff series off with a bang. Spencer Strider and the bats have to show up tonight and let the world know that it's going to take a lot to beat my Braves. I don't care how hot you are, Philly, and you ain't going to beat my Braves. And we're going to show you starting tonight. We're going to have Truist Park on fire. Me and Coach might ride down, might take an Uber down there and see how hot the atmosphere is down there because it's going to be so fire. And the Braves going to start it off by getting this victory tonight. So Braves, you have a right to start the journey for the third ring off with a victory. Spencer Strider and the bats show up and have me feeling good going in tomorrow for this Falcons victory. So I need victories by you have the right. UGA, the Braves, and the Falcons all have a right to get me much needed W's this week and make it a good weekend for Atlanta sports and have Red with a big smile on my face on Sunday instead of being down and ready to, take a sip of this and be miserable because my teams don't let me down. And now I got to sit back and hate on other teams so other fan bases can be as miserable as me because my team lost. So let's avoid all of that misery by having UGA, the Falcons, and Braves do what they have a right to do, and that is win. Done.
All right. Let's see. Now, I wish we still had In We Go because In We Go would have helped us. But they said standing room tickets are $125. So it's a full house down there tonight.
All right. Correction, you guys. Me and Coach will be catching the game locally on our television. Black screens. That's why they cost big money in Walmart and Target. So we can catch games like this on them. So correction, you guys. Me and Coach will be on the road for the 300 show, though.
Yep. All right. Pittsburgh Steelers, you have the right to avenge whatever that was last week and take your hated rivals out. Because what happens if you beat your rivals? You go 2-0 in the AFC North and you back in first place in the AFC North. So, hey, it's all on the line for you all this week. And it ain't a must win, but it's a need to win. So you can erase everything.
It's like our team's facing the same dilemma. Solid defenses, good running backs, and quarterbacks who just inconsistent. And you don't know what they're going to do from game to game.
Yeah, we got to do what we can and see what we got. And again, with the Braves, hey, do what you can, do what you got to because it's all on the line this year. Go on out and beat the team you're supposed to be and get to the World Series and win one for everybody.
If Soroka had came back or Wright didn't take so long to heal up, man, we at least had three. And Charlie going down at the wrong time. But
yeah.
If Schrader and Free can just get these first two, we'll get three.
My boy Charlie Moe. I need Charlie Moe to be back for the next series once we get through the break. Dana, I'm sorry, we love you, but it's nothing personal. It's just business, Dana. We apologize. It's just business. We're not going to brag or anything. It's business right now. We got to beat y'all. I'm sorry.
Oh, I won't. If I brag, Miss Dana, I'll snooze you for 30 days so you won't see.
Right, let's see. Vincent said, 49, you had a right to do right by the nation. Send the Cowgirls back to the Big D with their tails between their legs.
It definitely happened.
Or tails, Vince.
You got him. Yeah, Vincent. Wrong homograph.
Wrong tail, Vince. Mr. Vice President. Jerome said, Colorado, you had a right to run over the Sun Devils. Now, that game it's televised on the Pac-12 network. And now the Sun Devils have this running back name. I think his name was Skittaboo. He got a funny name, but that guy can run. So, Colorado, your defense is going to have to stop him. his game last time he played, he ran, he threw a pass, and he did some of everything. So you got to watch him tonight if you go keep going, because the Peach Bowl is calling Colorado. They already put it out there. If Colorado wins and gets 6 games, the Peach Bowl already said the door is open for you all to come. So you can get that revenue from Deion being here in Atlanta. They're going to want them to play. So
hey, I don't know. Coach, we might need to try to hit that one up. Boy,
yeah.
You know that, boy. But once again, them prices probably going to be out the roof. Everybody going to be hopping on that Deion team.
Yep.
Man, Tech, you screwed up big time, man. Y'all had if Deion was down here at Tech, I'd be worried, because that would slash the recruiting for Georgia in half.
He sure would, because Deion will get him some ball players now. He get him in there. Wouldn't worry about the academic stuff, but he'll get him in there.
Yeah, thanks Tech for being stupid once again. Boy, you could have got Deion. That would have put fear in all our UGA fan base.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the show for another day. We come to the end, and next week, of course, we'll be back. Same bat time, same bat channel. We'll be back here. Wait a minute. Vincent said, and I agree, Vince, if the Buffs will wind up in Atlanta for a bowl game, we need to have a live TRSS broadcast. I'll show up, yeah? That's a good idea.
All right, yeah.
We'll do that. Jerome said the Peach Bowl be as lit as an HBCU homecoming. You got that right. If Deion bring Colorado into Atlanta, that's a sold-out Mercedes-Benz. For sure, they put it down.
Just like the playoff coverage.
And just in case anybody hadn't paid attention, the upsets are taking place. Oklahoma is about to lead Texas, kick a field goal. They almost had a touchdown, and Missouri is beating LSU 15-7. The LSU with the choke sandwich.
Let's go, Mizzou!
I tell you, the LSU need to go run away somewhere and hide. All right, y'all. We out of here.
Well, yeah, I need Mizzou to win now so they can choke against my Bulldogs.
they going to choke, all right. They sure are. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all later.
All right, Coach.
Yes, sir.